Haven't done one of these in a while. Hey, I haven't shared a video since November 2019. A couple days later I got working full time, and tonight, we had a very busy night tonight. I had to work really hard because we were short-handed. One of the guys couldn't make it in. And wow, you know, I have to say I sure work hard in that job. I know all about working hard. I'm a very hard worker. And I also worked very hard on my music, you know. I worked really hard on my music too. Even though I didn't like all the songs, I still worked very hard to write them. Maybe you'll remember. You can probably hear that over there fine. So, when I rewrote that, let's see, what year was it? 2014. It's 2022 now. But when I first rewrote that, I changed it a bit from the first way I wrote it. Boy, did I have to take a lot of shit from Nickelback fans. Just for writing my own music. I didn't even know what I was doing. I was just following my normal pattern of songwriting, and I couldn't remember writing it before. And I had this song, and I had to take so much shit for that. And I was like chased around by limousines. And there were creepy guys always around the house, you know, leaving nasty fucking messages around on behalf of their fraud band. And the whole time, you know, the whole time that I was going through that in 2014, what were they playing on the radio? Let's see if I can guess. Would have been a song that I didn't rewrite yet. So if it was 2014, then that means that Nickleback said, oh, well, maybe he wrote that, but we wrote this. And they were playing it on the radio. You know, as if to say that, you know, they're still so much better than I am, you know, with their songwriting, when it was my song. And the song I'm talking about, if I can just get to it here, my batteries are dying on my remote. And I have to go through all the M's in my list. It's all alphabetized. You know, meat hooks, mischief, mistaken, mixed feelings, morning, shoreline, motion, cautionary music. You know, there's a lot of M's. There's a lot of songs here, actually. There's Nonchalant. So, the question I just asked is, what song was playing on the radio when I, in 2014, when I rewrote Fool's Paradise and I started complaining about Nickelback? Because, you know what I think it was? I think it was probably this one here. This is the song that was on the radio after I already rewrote Fool's Paradise, which was a major hit for that band. They made a lot of money from it. I didn't get a cent. You know. Now, you know, I want to work anyway. I want to earn my money. I don't want to be a bum like these bums who steal their music and steal all the money that's supposed to go to the person who wrote it. I want to actually work and live an honest life, so the money part of it actually doesn't bother me that much. The money part I can live with. What I have trouble with is the stress part of thinking finally this nightmare is finally behind me. Now it's 2022. Even this song I rewrote in 2016, that was like 6 years ago. You'd think 6 years later I would finally have peace from this horrible band that stole my music and told lies about its author. But instead, what I get is this. I get this to greet me in the lunchroom today when I went to have my lunch. Can you not find somebody other than this for your Canada Day? This is a fraud band. Here, let me fix this for you. Let me fix this, okay? This is a fraud band. See? Fraud. And they're also a hate band because they make all the people who like my music hate me because I don't want to rock like Nickelback. Oh, I'm sorry if writing the song wasn't enough for you, that you needed me to go and bullshit on a stage and have you all sucking my proverbial you-know-what. If you're going to hold that against me, sorry, you know. Sorry to disappoint you on that. But let's just revise that picture a little bit better. Okay? Hate. All right? Hate. Exclamation point. Can't you find something better than a fraud hate band for your Canada Day celebration? And when do I get to have peace? How long do you want me to suffer this kind of stress for writing music that people liked and putting it on the internet? That question goes to the CanadianEfest.com people, directly from me, along with this warning that there will be someone there at your event. Okay? Stop this now if I can. There's going to be someone there on my behalf at your event, and I'm going to have him keep a sharp ear. And if any of those songs sound like they were written by somebody who's read a few books, and somebody with a vocabulary, and someone with a heart, then I'm going to ask them to question the band about the origin of that song, just on that basis alone. Because if they stole 2 songs, and if when I rewrote one of them they were using the other one to back them up against me, using my own music against me, then that means that they could be doing the very same thing. They could have been doing the same thing for the last 6 years. So this will be interesting to see, because I have great faith in these people who enforce the copyright. If I tell them, go after this guy, they do it, they actually do it. And the only instructions I'm going to give them this time is listen for music that doesn't sound like they were capable of writing it. And these guys know what Nickelback is really capable of, or incapable of, I should say. That means that if their music doesn't sound like brainless, hateful crap, then I want that song checked. I want them interrogated as to the source of that music. Don't forget, fraud, hate. And after the job they did on my image, I think I am well within my rights to suggest that people, when they have the opportunity, to render those images of this ugly hate band that they want you to worship more accurate, as I've done here on the front page of The Rag. Just a little side note too, and I have been leading a very quiet life. I've written some new music, but I'm not sharing it. I'm keeping it to myself, letting it build up. Maybe one day I will share it, and when I do, I'm not going to use my name. I might not use my face either. The only thing that music's going to have is its own appeal. There's not going to be any image, anything attached to it. It's just going to be good sounding music with, you know, not much indication of who the author is or anything. I've done that now on YouTube so many times, and it just to fucking end up with this. And I'll just let the music just sell itself, you know, and I hope I can just, as an independent, I'm not greedy. Maybe I can make some money. I think a couple of these songs are pretty good. It'll be on iTunes, won't be on YouTube. And again, it's not going to have my name on it. It's just going to be good sounding rock. That's all. And I'll just let the music advertise itself when the time comes. Canada Day, my father fought for this country. If you want some idea of what he went through, there's a great movie on Netflix. It's called The Forgotten Battle. Kind of like even hits me personally, since I am so forgotten. With all my songs made such a huge impact. And yet, I am so forgotten, you know. So forgotten. It's horrible when you consider what I went through, but it's still not as bad as what these Canadian boys went through in the Netherlands in World War II. And my father actually fought in the Scheldt battle, the battle for the Scheldt estuary. I made a few boo-boos when I was trying to recount it. I confused B2s with B1s or something. Anyway, he was there in that horrible mess, and that movie, The Forgotten Battle, is great. It's got these two Dutch cuties in starring roles. One of them's Gidget van Bloem, I think, and the other one is Gilda Radner or something, but they're Dutch names, I couldn't remember them. Very cute girls. I see a 20-year-old now, I feel that they just look like a baby to me now. Anyway, I guess I didn't need to mention that. Oh yes, and one last thing on Netflix. There's a limerick on there, and on one of those episodes of The Crown. It's the episode called Margaretology, and I think I wrote that limerick. Now, you know, it's not the whole show or anything. It's just one small portion of it, where Princess Margaret is trying to humor Lyndon Johnson. They're at this party, so she whips out this limerick, this off-color limerick, and it went something like, "There was a young woman from Dallas with a dynamite stick for a phallus. They found her vagina in North Carolina and her asshole in Buckingham Palace." And I'm pretty sure I wrote that and shared it on the internet in 2007 when I was very active with my poetry. Just another one that I think I can safely claim. And of course, you know, they didn't do it. I think it helped the show. It certainly gave it a laugh. But, you know, I didn't get paid and I didn't get any recognition. What else is new? And that's just one of hundreds of poems of mine that were taken. And you know, I sure had to suffer a lot for sharing good work, sharing poems that pleased people, that made them smile, sharing songs that helped people to forget their problems, taking all my suffering and turning it all into comedy, you know, as I did in my comedy sketches. And all I've been getting in return for it is suffering, more suffering, more suffering, with this campaign to somehow put these vicious criminals back on a stage and just let them stampede all over my image with their popularity. Now, I don't know if they're actually popular. You know what? I don't think they really are popular myself. I think they're being pushed on you by evil people. Evil, like Canadian E-Fest. You know, the E, I think it stands for evil. Watch out for them, because they don't care about you. They don't believe in God or anything. You know, they just care about their power. I would really be careful with them as long as they're going to oppose an artist like me, who has so many copyright issues with them. Alright, that's too bad I had to post this video today, but I wanted to warn you all about Nickelback and ask you to boycott them, or even send a note of protest if you can. I would very much appreciate it. I think these jerks made enough money that, you know, off of my work, and when it comes to hard work, I know all about it, and all they know how to do is steal it, as far as I can see. They're cheaters, they're lazy, we don't need to glorify people like that.